Mercury is the engine of our mind in astrology. It reveals how we think, perceive, learn, and communicate. So, what topics interest you the most? In which area of life do you seek knowledge? And most importantly, how do you prefer to express yourself? The house Mercury is in provides the answer to these questions, because Mercury in a particular house reveals our thinking style, how we process information, and in which areas we use our communication skills the most. For some people, this is money matters. For others, it is relationships. And for others, it is the stage and freedom of expression. Today, we will look at Mercury's journey through the houses. And you will see that Mercury guides not only our minds, but also how we live our lives. Mercury in the first house. When Mercury is in the first house, the light of the mind shines directly on the person's identity. This placement makes thoughts, curiosity, and communication style highly visible. The individual exists by speaking, by expressing ideas. It's as if their survival instinct is carried out through words. They don't hide what they think. They say it immediately. These people are often lively, energetic, witty, and quick thinkers. Those around them usually see them as talkative, curious, and attention-grabbing. But at times, they can be too impatient, interrupt others, or prefer talking over listening. On the positive side, Mercury in the first house brings mental agility, fast learning, and the ability to apply knowledge in everyday life. Such people like to try out new ideas right away, question what they see, and enjoy sharing their thoughts. For example, in a classroom, at a meeting, or in a group of friends, the first person to speak is often the one with Mercury in the first house. For them, staying silent is difficult. Expressing themselves is a necessity. Mercury in the second house. When Mercury is in the second house, the focus of the mind turns to resources, material security, and ways of earning money. The person is clever with finances. They know how to manage income and expenses and often keep track of details. Their mind is constantly working with the question, how can I increase my value? On the positive side, this placement can bring success in trade, finance, accounting, teaching, mediation, or any field where communication and practical thinking are essential. The mind becomes a tool for generating profit. On the shadow side, however, there may be a tendency to use money in cunning or manipulative ways. For those with Mercury in the second house, knowledge itself becomes a form of wealth. They think, the more I know, the more valuable I am. Learning and education are not just for growth, but also for creating opportunities and income. Mercury in the third house. When Mercury is in the third house, the mind's energy is fully directed toward communication, learning, and connections with the immediate environment. This placement makes a person talkative, curious, and quick thinking. They want to know about everything, ask questions constantly, and gather information all the time. They enjoy short trips, exchanging messages, reading, and writing. Their daily mental traffic is intense. Siblings, relatives, and neighbors often play an important role in their communication patterns. On the positive side, Mercury in the third house brings a strong desire to learn, quick comprehension, and a natural urge to share knowledge. Their speech is fluent, often with a teaching quality. They may also be inclined toward literature or writing. On the shadow side, it can manifest as superficiality, restlessness, or getting lost in gossip rather than depth. For example, someone with Mercury in the third house might be the type who is always on the phone, while also scribbling notes in a notebook. Their mind never rests. It's constantly fueled by curiosity and the need to share. Mercury in the fourth house. When Mercury is in the fourth house, the mind turns toward home, family, and roots. This placement gives a person a curious and reflective mind that often works within the domestic sphere. They may take an interest in real estate, architecture, nutrition, or ecology, subjects that relate to home and environment. Such individuals love to talk within the family. For them, the home often becomes a center of learning and discussion. Childhood learning through parents and family conversations plays a key role. On the positive side, Mercury in the fourth house brings strong family bonds, an intellectually stimulating home, and meaningful communication with relatives. On the shadow side, it may create disagreements, arguments, or even unnecessary gossip within the household. At times, this placement can also indicate working from home, writing, or doing research in a private space. You can often spot someone with Mercury in the fourth house sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, deeply engaged in long conversations with their family. For them, the home is not just shelter, it's the very heart of their mental activity. Mercury in the fifth house. When Mercury is in the fifth house, the mind operates in the realms of creativity, romance, and play. These individuals express their thoughts most vividly through relationships with children, romantic connections, and artistic expression. Writing, acting, game design, or hobbies that require intellect are strongly linked to this placement. On the positive side, they are witty, imaginative, and often attracted to partners with strong intellectual qualities. Their minds are playful and innovative, always eager to create something new. They also communicate well with children, often taking on a guiding or teaching role. On the shadow side, they may become scattered, overly rational in matters of love, or drawn toward gambling and speculation. Someone with Mercury in the fifth house can easily be spotted on a stage, creating games or teaching children in a fun and engaging way. Their mind shines brightest when it is immersed in creativity and play. Mercury in the sixth house. When Mercury is in the sixth house, the mind focuses on work, routine, and daily responsibilities. This placement gives a person a practical, detail-oriented, and disciplined mind. They excel at methodical learning, analysis, and problem-solving. On the positive side, they are excellent communicators in the workplace, cooperative in teamwork, and skilled at finding practical solutions. They may also show a strong interest in health, hygiene, diet, pets, and matters of everyday life. On the shadow side, Mercury in the sixth house can manifest as overcriticism, workaholism, or perfectionism, which may lead to anxiety and nervous strain. You might recognize someone with Mercury in the sixth house as the person who's always making lists, organizing tasks, or carefully tending to their pets. Their mind is wired to bring order and efficiency into life. Mercury in the seventh house. When Mercury is in the seventh house, the mind turns toward relationships, partnerships, and one-on-one connections. These individuals need intellectual bonds with their partners. They thrive on exchanging ideas, debating, and learning through dialogue. On the positive side, this placement can bring success in law, counseling, mediation, marketing, and any field where communication with others is key. In relationships, they often choose partners for their intelligence, finding it difficult to connect without mental compatibility. On the shadow side, indecision, dependence on the partner's opinions, commitment issues in marriage, or unnecessary arguments may occur. You can often recognize someone with Mercury in the seventh house by their endless conversations with their partner, making dialogue the foundation of the relationship. Mercury in the eighth house. When Mercury is in the eighth house, the mind dives deep into mysteries, hidden truths, and matters of transformation. These individuals are natural researchers and strategists, with a detective-like curiosity to uncover what lies beneath the surface. On the positive side, this placement can bring success in psychology, therapy, finance, inheritance, taxes, shared resources, or any field requiring investigative skills. Their mind is tuned to perceive hidden meanings and understand human motives. On the shadow side, Mercury in the eighth house may manifest as obsessive thoughts, secretive plans, suspicion, or manipulative behavior in financial matters. You can often spot someone with Mercury in the eighth house reading mystery books, analyzing hidden truths, or carefully managing shared finances. Their mind doesn't stay on the surface. It always seeks depth. Mercury in the ninth house. When Mercury is in the ninth house, the mind seeks expansion. This placement gives a strong desire for learning, exploring different cultures, and understanding diverse belief systems. Foreign languages, higher education, law, philosophy, and the meaning of life are central themes here. On the positive side, Mercury in the ninth house makes a person open-minded, eager to communicate across differences, and intellectually nourished by travel, study, and cultural experiences. They are constantly searching to build their own worldview. On the shadow side, this placement can manifest as dogmatism, imposing personal beliefs on others, or manipulating faith for personal gain. You can often recognize someone with Mercury in the ninth house in a language class, buried in philosophy books, or engaged in long debates about the meaning of life. Their mind is always reaching beyond boundaries, toward broader horizons. Mercury in the 10th house. When Mercury is in the 10th house, the mind turns toward career, social status, and public life. This placement gives a person the ability to use communication skills to advance in their profession. They may shine through writing, speaking, teaching, or public presentation. On the positive side, Mercury in the 10th house makes individuals versatile in their careers. They adapt quickly and can succeed in professions such as journalism, teaching, writing, politics, statistics, or any field requiring communication and analysis. On the shadow side, there may be a tendency to be overly tactical, opportunistic, or constantly seeking validation in the public eye. You might recognize someone with Mercury in the 10th house giving a presentation in a business meeting, speaking in a political debate, or influencing people through their written work. Their mind is wired to climb the ladder of success through communication. Mercury in the 11th house. When Mercury is in the 11th house, the mind turns toward friends, groups, and collective projects. These individuals thrive on exchanging ideas, learning in social settings, and engaging in discussions. On the positive side, they usually have a wide circle of friends and learn a great deal from them. They are often involved in group projects, educational circles, or idea-based communities where they share and spread knowledge. On the shadow side, Mercury in the 11th house can manifest as communication issues within groups, disagreements, or gossip-driven conflicts. You can often spot someone with Mercury in the 11th house in study groups, debate platforms, or brainstorming sessions with friends. Their mind is not just focused on personal learning, but also on contributing to collective knowledge. Mercury in the 12th house. When Mercury is in the 12th house, the voice of the mind often stays behind the scenes. These individuals may struggle to express their thoughts directly, yet they possess a deep and intuitive inner world. Their mind is tuned to the unconscious, dreams, symbols, and mystical insights. On the positive side, Mercury in the 12th house grants powerful imagination, intuitive perception, and creative expression. They may excel in writing, art, spiritual studies, or analyzing the hidden aspects of the mind. They are especially gifted at interpreting dreams and uncovering the meaning of subconscious patterns. On the shadow side, self-expression can be challenging. They may hide their thoughts, fear being misunderstood, or retreat into isolation. Worry, secrecy, or miscommunication may occur. You can often recognize someone with Mercury in the 12th house quietly journaling, recording dreams, or reading mystical books in solitude. Their mind works to uncover what is hidden, seeking to give voice to the invisible layers of life. And that wraps up Mercury's journey through the houses. Mercury shows us how we think, communicate, and express ourselves in different areas of life. So, which house is your Mercury in? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. In the next video, we'll explore Venus in the houses. Venus reveals how we experience love, values, and relationships. Don't forget to subscribe to Astrology of Scholars so you won't miss it.